Our top story, the Lok Sabha took up the discussion on the no-confidence motion against the Modi government today. Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi initiated the discussion. He said that it's not about the numbers, as the numbers are not with the opposition, but that it's for justice for Manipur, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken a Maun Vrat or a vow of silence to not speak on Manipur in Parliament. The BJP hit back, attacking the Gandhis and the opposition alliance India, saying they will regret bringing the motion in the House. The BJD, that's supporting the government on this issue, said that the Congress is known for cutting its nose to spite its face.
सर साफ साफ तीन सवाल है प्रधानमंत्री महोदय से। सवाल पहला कि आज तक वो मणिपुर क्यों नहीं गए? राहुल जी गए, इंडिया अलायंस के विभिन्न पार्टीज गए, गृह मंत्री जी गए, एमओएस होम गए, पर देश के मुखिया होने के नाते प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी क्यों नहीं गए? ये है सवाल पहला। सवाल दूसरा कि लगभग 80 दिन क्यों लगे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी को मणिपुर पे कुछ बोलने के लिए, और जब बोले तो सिर्फ 30 सेकंड के लिए बोले। सवाल हमारा तीसरा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आज तक मणिपुर के मुख्यमंत्री को बर्खास्त क्यों नहीं किया?
वो एक हिंदू सभ्यता संस्कृति में बिलीव कर रही हैं, इसीलिए अलौकिका पंडिता की तरह जो पूरा किताब में लिखा हुआ है कि क्या क्या करना चाहिए एक भारतीय नारी को, उसका पूरा का पूरा पिक्चर सोनिया जी देती है। उनको दो काम करना है, बेटे को सेट करना है और दामाद को भेंट करना है।
Whenever I think of this government, the first thought that comes to my mind, the word that comes to my mind is hubris. It is, I'd like to quote the Mahatma Gandhi, it is unwise to be too sure of one's wisdom. Every time this government talks, they're only not talking about the moment. It's the future. हम तो आने वाले, आप तो खत्म होने वाले. Every opposition तो है ही नहीं. This is a democracy. We should encourage each other. And while this is going on, the only word I can think of for the attitude and the approach, even the ministers, when we are sitting here say, अरे इनको तो हाउस चलाना ही नहीं है, ये नहीं करना चाहते. अभी तो जुम्मे आए हो राज्यसभा से. And then you're going to judge us. भूल गए, आप तो थे नहीं तब, पता नहीं कौन से गवर्नमेंट में काम करते थे तब. They are judging all members of parliament. We are not officers, we are public servants. प्रधान सेवक जैसे प्रधानमंत्री बोलते हैं, हम भी सेवक ही यहाँ बैठे, उसी के लिए तो खड़े हैं यहाँ. So it's the attitude of this government is hubris. There is no other word.
I want to tell on record that the opposition party will regret that this no confidence motion is brought in a wrong timing and a very in a wrong manner. आप इंडिया नाम रखने से कुछ नहीं होता है. भारत के विरोध काम करेंगे और नाम इंडिया रखेंगे. ये हमारे देश के लोग पूरा देख रहे हैं. आप लोगों का जो गुमराह करने का तरीका है, उस बहकावे में कोई आने वाला नहीं है.
I have always believed that the Congress party is adept at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. They are also very adept at cutting their nose to spite their face. And I say this advisedly. They know every time the Prime Minister has got up to speak on the floor of this House, I mean, they actually go through a shredding machine. So this defies common sense, it defies logic, it defies political sense.
All right, and that debate will continue tomorrow as well. And let's move on to other news. The Punjab and Haryana High Court issued a strongly worded order halting bulldozer action in communal violence hit Nu and Gurugram, and questioned whether the buildings belonging to a particular community were being brought down under the guise of a law and order problem. While issuing a notice to the Haryana government, the court also made an ethnic cleansing reference, saying the issue also arises whether the buildings belonging to a particular community are being brought down under the guise of law and order problem, and an exercise of ethnic cleansing is being conducted by the state. So very strongly worded order that emerged last night. The court, referring to Haryana Home Minister Anil Vijay's remark that bulldozers were part of the ilaj or treatment as the state government is probing communal violence, made a scathing comment on that, saying that power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Remember, so-called called bulldozer justice has become a common practice in several states, with leaders from the opposition questioning and opposing it. And now AAP MP Sushil Kumar Gupta has written to the Haryana DGP informing him that along with other senior leaders and AAP workers, he will be visiting the violence-affected areas of Mewat tomorrow. That's new. And this comes after a Congress and RLD delegation was stopped at the new border earlier today by the police. There you can see Congress leaders speaking to the police as well. And this is after COP cited that Section 144 was in place.
हम जाना चाहते हैं नू शहर में, जो शहर में जो व्यापारी हैं उनसे बात करना चाहते हैं, अनाज मंडी में जो व्यापारी हैं उनसे बात करना चाहते हैं, अन्य कोई जो इससे प्रभावित हुए हैं हम सबसे मिलना चाहते हैं, सबकी पीड़ा सुनना चाहते हैं, मलहम लगाना चाहते हैं ताकि भाईचारा आपस में बने और अमन चैन का हम संदेश दें। सरकार जो इतना पुलिस फोर्स लगा रही है, अगर उस दिन पुलिस फोर्स लगा दिया होता तो टकराव भी ना होता दो समुदाय के बीच में। पूर्णतः सरकार जिम्मेदार है, सरकार द्वारा ये जो अपना जो लापरवाही की गई है उसका या सरकार की मंशा ठीक नहीं थी।
Now, in fresh and concerning developments from Manipur, an FIR has been registered by the Manipur police against the Assam Rifles personnel. This for allegedly stopping police personnel from chasing a suspected militants who were allegedly behind the killing of 3 people, including a father-son duo, last Saturday in Bishnupur district. The FIR comes within hours of Assam Rifles having been replaced by the CRPF at a key location in Bishnupur district, just miles away from the border of Chura-Chandpur district. NDTV's Ratnadeep joins us with the details.
This is bizarre. Not too many occasions you can find security forces actually filing FIR against each other, but this is happening in Manipur. Key security forces like the Manipur police and the Assam Rifles are at loggerheads, and this is not for the first time. In fact, there are videos of this incident going viral 2 days back, where one can see Manipur police commandos and the Assam Rifles having an argument. You can see a vehicle being placed in between in the village road. Now, the FIR obviously is not on the viral video. In fact, Manipur police sources say that the viral video is only a part of the argument that has taken place. In fact, according to the FIR, last Saturday, when there was an attack in a village near Kwakta in Bishnupur district where 3 people died, after that Manipur police was carrying out a search operation because they had a tip-off that there were presence of militants in that area, but they allege that Assam Rifles came in the way, they blocked their way, there was an argument, and Manipur police sources, the top officials that we spoke to, say that this is because of that they could not nab the militants. Now, this FIR has been filed by the officer in charge of the police station in that area. He has alleged that they were going out in this operation, and that is the point of time Assam Rifles personnel had stopped them. And now in this FIR is against Assam Rifles personnel, and in fact, there were videos in past as well. During these 3 months of conflict, that there were arguments, there were heated arguments between Assam Rifles and state forces, the state police commandos. This is something which both the central government and the state government needs to look at it, because at ground zero there is a unified command put in place for better coordination of different security forces which are there.
With tomato prices continuing to soar, it's a huge challenge for the common man to buy subsidized tomatoes. Already the wait time in lines can be over an hour. And also more bad news is that the agriculture experts have said that tomato prices will continue to be high over the next couple of weeks.
A struggle, literally, to buy tomatoes at subsidized prices at the Krishi Bhavan or Agriculture Ministry offices in Delhi. Long queues, a wait stretching for hours and heated arguments.
आप देखिए कि कितना यहाँ पे आपाधापी और थोड़ा सा हीटेड आर्गुमेंट भी हो रहा है, गर्मा गर्म बहस भी हो रही है, क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है कि लाइन तोड़कर टमाटर लेने के लिए यहाँ पर आए हुए हैं.
Many people in this queue had assembled at noon. An hour later, the line barely moved.
2.25 घंटे अभी पीछे मैं परसों लगा था यहाँ पे, 2.25 घंटे लगने के बाद भी मेरे को पर्ची नहीं मिली थी, उससे पहले ही खत्म हो गई थी पर्ची.
Those at the end of the queue feared disappointment the most.
लोग कह रहे हैं कि आखिरी टोकन ये सुन के बार बार ऐसा लग रहा है कि मिल पाएगा कि नहीं मिल पाएगा। स्थिति बड़ी विकराल हो चुकी है।
A struggle worth a few hours later, some employees of the Agriculture Ministry finally had the prized possession in their hands. A kilo each of tomatoes worth ₹70 per kilogram. Much cheaper than the market rate of a whopping ₹200 to ₹250 per kg.
बहुत अच्छा है, यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छी सुविधा है कि 70 रुपए केजी मिल रहा है। मार्केट में 200 रुपए किलो टमाटर परसों हम खरीदे हैं।
मार्केट में तो अभी आधे से भी कम रेट में, मार्केट में 200 रुपए अभी 220 ऐसा मिल रहा है और यहाँ 70 रुपए ही केजी मिल रहा है।
वो बहुत महंगा मिल रहा है, वो आपको 120, 30, 150 रुपए तक का बोल रहा है।
The surge in tomato prices has led to a rise in prices all around. The cost of vegetarian and non-vegetarian thalis rose 34% and 13% month-on-month, respectively in July, according to CRISIL. The costliest ingredient, no prices for guessing, the tomato.
ये बात सही है कि वेजिटेरियन थाली महंगी हुई है, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ अगर हम देखें तो जो नॉन वेजिटेरियन थाली है, जैसे जो मुर्गी पालक किसान है, वो इस बात से दुखी है कि उसको उसका कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन भी नहीं मिल रहा है। एक ओवरऑल कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव फूड सिक्योरिटी प्रोग्राम या पॉलिसी की जरूरत है इस देश में।
Agriculture experts say there may be no respite from high tomato prices for the next few weeks. With Ravish Ranjan Shukla, Bureau Report, NDTV.
All right, moving on to news now from Kerala, and Pinarayi Vijayan government today unanimously passed a resolution against the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code, claiming that the central government's attempts to impose the law without consensus are aimed at erasing the secular character of the Indian Constitution. The resolution presented by Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan was backed by all parties from the ruling Left Democratic Front and the United Democratic Front. Though the BJP is in favour of UCC, it doesn't have representation in the State Assembly. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot made an enigmatic statement on the Chief Minister's post, where he said that even if he thinks of leaving the Chief Minister's post, but that it is the post that doesn't leave him. Gehlot, who has been in a tussle with his former deputy Sachin Pilot over the top post since the Congress won the assembly polls in 2018, he however made it clear that he'll abide by the decision of the party's central leadership.
मैं कई बार सोचता हूँ इस मुख्यमंत्री पद को मैं छोड़ दूँ, पर मुख्यमंत्री पद मुझे छोड़ नहीं रहा है। पहला बात सुनो, मैं कहता हूँ हर बात में बोलता हूँ सोच समझ के बोलता हूँ। ये बात बोली मैंने सोच समझ के बोली थी।
All right, that statement by Ashok Gehlot. Now, in a wide-ranging interview with NDTV's editor-in-chief Sanjay Pugalia, former Solicitor General of India Harish Salve called Rahul Gandhi's comments on Prime Minister Modi highly disrespectful, not expected of someone in public life. Mr. Salve's comments came right after Rahul Gandhi was reinstated as a Member of Parliament after the Supreme Court stayed his conviction in the defamation case. Harish Salve, though, said that the court's decision was more for the sake of his constituency, Wayanad.
अभी जाहिर है कि एक ये नया मसला आया था कि राहुल गांधी ने कुछ टिप्पणी कर दी और उस पर उनकी मेंबरशिप गई और फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्टे लगाया, बहाल कर दिया। हालांकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने केस के कंटेंट पे या मेरिट पे कुछ नहीं कहा है, बल्कि ये कहा है कि आपको थोड़ा रिस्ट्रेन करके बात करना चाहिए। इस पर आप कोई राय जरूर रखते होंगे साल्वे साहब।
वही तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा। देखिए, ये बात इतनी अहम है कि उनको सजा होनी चाहिए या नहीं होनी चाहिए, ये दूसरी बात है। पर और ये इतनी बदतमीजी से आप बात कर रहे हो, आप लोगों पे झूठे आरोप लगा रहे हो और आप फिर बोलते हो कि मैं पब्लिक लाइफ में हूं और सबको मालूम है, भले कितना भी डिनाई कर लें, कि ये रोज रात को जब सोते हैं तो ये प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनने का सपना देखते हैं। तो ये स्टैचर है आपका कि इस किस्म की आप भाषा यूज करो। अब उसका कन्विक्शन होना चाहिए, नहीं होना चाहिए। और इसलिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस ने ये कहा कि देखिए, जो आपने कहा गलत कहा और इस किस्म की बात नहीं करनी चाहिए। पर आपकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी अनरिप्रेजेंटेड जानी चाहिए, तब तक कि अपील का फैसला होता है या नहीं होता है। इसलिए उन्होंने कन्विक्शन स्टे किए, इसलिए नहीं कि मेरिट्स पे उनको लगा कि ये केस में दम।
जी, वहां के लोगों के अधिकार के लिए ये बात उन्होंने कही, जो मैं समझा।
And Rahul Gandhi has also been reallotted the 12 Tughlaq Lane bungalow a day after his disqualification as Lok Sabha member was restored. This is the same bungalow that he was asked to vacate after he was disqualified as member of the lower house on March 24th as a result of his conviction and 2-year jail term for his Modi surname remark. When asked by the media about being allotted the bungalow, he said, "Mera ghar pura Hindustan hai."
सर आपका घर दोबारा मिल गया है सर, कितनी खुशी सर, कितनी खुशी सर, राहुल सर कितनी खुशी आपको सर, सर कितनी खुशी आपको, कितनी खुशी आपको, घर आपको मिल गया। मेरा घर पूरा हिंदुस्तान है।
Now, a new Lancet study that is of huge concern here in India. A fresh study has said that rising air pollution may be linked to antibiotic resistance. Premature deaths due to antibiotic resistance is already a big problem for India and China. And now the study has found that air is a key vector for dissemination of antibiotic-resistant genes.
At the peak of the pollution season in Delhi, the concentration of the lethal, cancer-causing PM2.5 pollutant in the air we breathe is usually over 100 times more than the safe limit set by the World Health Organization. This micropollutant that penetrates the lungs and leads to chronic respiratory and cardiac issues is linked to rising deaths resulting from antibiotic resistance in India. This is what the Lancet Commission in a breakthrough study has said, adding that India is among the 2 countries most vulnerable to PM2.5 levels causing such premature deaths. As per the study, such toxic air, a mix of poisonous components like carbon and potassium, is driving antibiotic resistance globally, with every 1% rise in air pollution linked with over 1% increase in antibiotic resistance.
Antibiotic resistance is a situation where bacteria cannot be destroyed by the available antibiotics. The study from China has suggested that particulate air pollution, that is tiny invisible particles that are suspended in the air, can carry these bacterial genes over far distances. And they have found that the worse the air pollution in an area, the greater the antimicrobial resistance.
The Lancet study has found that air is a key vector for the dissemination of antibiotic-resistant genes, and with over 7 billion people exposed to air that kills, the economic costs of antibiotic resistance deaths have been unprecedented in the past couple of years, with low and middle income countries like India the worst hit. With the government's efforts like smog guns and smog towers having little effect, experts say that lack of immediate action will only worsen the impact of air pollution on the collective health of society.
The crux of the problem is that we need to focus on reducing air pollution. If you remember, long time back we had started odd even scheme which did not affect, but then we did have quite a substantial reason of pollution. So we need to address pollution, basically the issue as a whole in a holistic manner.
For years now, NDTV has been demanding round-the-year action as far as air pollution is concerned, and not just during the peak pollution season when these buildings won't even be visible, even though right now as well there's some level of smog that one can feel and smell. But the fact of the matter is that the severity of the health effects of air pollution are now in the public domain, and they point to the fact that long-term and sustained measures are the only solution when it comes to the pollution menace. In New Delhi with camera person AJ Joseph, Vedant for NDTV.